I think that I saw you slipping away from me.
I don't understand. I thought ours was strictly a business relationship.
So did I.
And that any relationship had to end because of the conditions of my parole.
Well, I thought I could accept that even this morning when I phoned, but when I read those headlines this afternoon, I realized that you mean much more to me than just a business relationship. Oh, so much more.
David, you mustn't. Look, the parole boy, someone flying.
Look, the parole board will understand. They're not inhuman.
Mom.
Hello, Mum.
Hello.
Oh, say hello to your Nan, Josie.
Hello, Nan.
Hello, Josie.
Oh, please, Nan, couldn't we? That'd be fantastic. All of us living in the same house together, just like a real family.
I think we'd better let Nan think that over first.
No need to think about it. I reckon it's a great idea.
Fantastic. Then you'll be able to tell me about being in prison all this time.
Oh, I'm not so sure about that. Best forgotten, I'd say.
Yeah, best forgotten.
All right, then. At least you'll be able to help me with my homework.
Sorry, love. I wasn't very good at school.
Oh, well, I don't do too good at school either.
Why is that, love?
Because of all the time I have off.
I think we'd better be going now, Mum. Josie gets pretty tired and we don't want to overdo things, do we, love?
No, Mum.
We'll come back again as soon as we can, all right?
Yeah. You make sure you do. Goodbye, love.
Bye, Nan.
You're supposed to be outside working.
Yeah. But suddenly I'm frightened of these stairs. You knew my friend Sharon Gilmore, didn't you? She died on these stairs. She fell all the way down to the bottom. It was an accident, they said. And you and I know that that's not true. Don't we, Mr. Stewart?
Such a sweet thing. Looks a bit like me when I was her age.
Wouldn't know about that, Lizzie.
Don't you reckon she looks a little bit like
Of
me?
course she does. She looks very much like you.
Thank you, Miss Bennett. The case seems to be running quite smoothly for once.
Mrs. Davidson?
Yes, Miss Bennett.
Mrs. Davidson, I think I should know why Doreen Burns was released from solitary. Or do you have a particular reason for not informing your staff of the situation?
No, Miss Bennett. The circumstances which brought about her release concerned a complaint by her against a male member of staff. But you are quite right. You are entitled to an explanation. I shall be calling a meeting of senior staff later this morning. Now, if you will excuse me.
Good morning, Vera. Or, rather, Miss Bennett.
Good morning, Mr. Stewart. How was your meeting with Mr. Westmore last night?
Fine. You know Mr. Westmore, do you?
I didn't realize he delivered your mail to you. By the way, did he happen to mention whether or not he'd been able to acquire Burns's house?
No, he didn't. He said he was rather interested.
You know, Mr. Stewart, something's just struck me as being rather odd.
What's that?
Doreen Burns. Mr. Westmore wanted to buy her house and she refused to sell. Then she was threatened by an unknown male officer and had to be released from solitary, obviously for her own protection. And then last night at the hotel, Mr. Westmore arrives and hands you a rather large envelope.
I don't see what my meeting with Westmore and the pub has got to do with all this.
You must admit it's rather interesting. Now, Burns happens to sell her house as well. Oh, by the way, Mrs. Davidson's calling a staff meeting later this morning to discuss the whole incident. I'll see you there.
He used to give me roses I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down. But the sun and rain are prisoners too when morning comes around. Last night I dreamed we were together, sharing all the love we'd known, till I had to face the nightmare of waking up alone. On the inside, the roses grow. They don't mind the stony ground, but the roses here are prisoners too when morning comes around.